Vice President J.D. Vance is pulling back the curtain on just how bad America's fraud problem has become, urging state attorneys general to target and prosecute scammers. He says his task force has worked to recover $160 billion so far in fraudulent small business loans, COVID relief money, and student aid.
Just hundreds of billions of dollars was stolen. And no other administration would do what we're doing. We'll have a balanced budget without having to do anything. This is the kind of money they stole. So congratulations, JD. Be vicious like they are. They're violent people. They're violent, vicious scum.
And they are going after them. J.D. Vance holding that roundtable yesterday and talking about how the fraud is identified, and then they're going to prosecute. People are going to go to jail, Brian, like we talked about, setting the stage for consequences and as a deterrent. And isn't it refreshing, Larry? You know, our former Vice President Kamala Harris was the border czar, and our border was wide open. She did nothing, was completely sidelined, and had a moment to do something she chose not to. This is a vice president who got a task and is going full force ahead with it. And I know that's kind of a side narrative, but I love it.
Good one. Very good. Good. And it's a terrific thing. By the way, I loved it. Trump said stolen. Stolen. Mm-hmm. This is, by the way, saintly wife has often reprimanded me for waste, fraud, and abuse. She claims that ordinary people don't understand waste, fraud, and abuse. But when you say they stole the money, the light bulb goes off immediately. So leave it to Donald Trump to have a fabulous communication strategy. And J.D. Vance is doing great on this. And they ought to run with this. Put it, codify it. The numbers are huge. It goes back to Elon Musk and Doge, right? You multiply this through 10 years of savings, right? So if the stealing stops, you're talking humongous numbers. Wrap that into a reconciliation bill that has some good tax cuts. At a minimum, by the way, helps homeowners and ranchers by inflation adjusting capital gains tax, which we've wanted. Get the savings, Save America, you know, the voter registration, photo ID, citizenship. That's why Texas, that's why Paxton beat Cornyn. Paxton challenged them. He said, all right, I'll drop out if John Cornyn leads the charge to pass the Save America bill.
Well, he didn't want to do it.
And he wouldn't do it. And soon nothing happened to it. So MAGA won, right? Just shows you that this is what people want. You know, people in Texas, they know John Cornyn. John Cornyn's not a bad man at all, okay? But he didn't have that edge. Right. This is edge. I love this stuff. This is electricity, political electricity, and they need it. They need it. Run with it. Package it up, put it in the bright lights, and pass the goddamn thing.
There is a larger systemic problem here, and any of you guys can take this that are passionate about it, which is that this is happening in blue states. And what happens in blue states, they're always asking for more money when they're stealing, and they know that this is going on. And so you have to ask yourselves, right? Like, the divide is very clear, and it's very obvious to me. They want to just continue on with it, and many politicians know about it. I mean, it's literally more than it's robbing the taxpayers. Yeah.
But Larry he says codify it, right? I think by codifying it, you mean this has got to live after J.D. Vance is vice president.
You have to change the structure of these programs, and you have to withhold the money because there is no such thing. The money goes through these little channels, okay? Just think of it, little tunnels from the federal government, various places.
Tunnels have gotten pretty big, actually.
Yeah, well, since we've closed the other end of the tunnel, then we've stopped funneling the money through the tunnel. This is not hard.
Always points out we're spending 50% more on health care. The government is spending 50% more on health care than they were before the pandemic. That has to shrink. That has to. We are now spending more on health care per capita than the UK that has a socialized medical system. We are spending much more.
Pandemic is when we open the border,
too. And it's not just Medicaid and Medicare.
It's all the little
other things, but that's more per capita. So we're already socialized medicine right here.
It's food stamps and SNAP. It's Medicaid. Eligibility is the issue. Okay, it always has been. Now, they made a stab at it in the One Big Beautiful Bill last year. Okay, there's eligibility.
Requirements.
Yes, absolutely. able-bodied, you should work. It wasn't full. Or I'd say they went about 40 or 50% of the way. So there's a lot more to be doing. But what J.D. Vance is uncovering, and Emmett Oz is uncovering, and Oz is a good man too, this stuff should have an air of finality. Republican Party will stop the stealing, period. How do you know that? We're actually going to codify this into laws so this cannot happen, and the money will be withheld. In other words, withholding the money is what people want. Don't spend it. Don't unspend it.
One question for you.
Is there a word?
Because of the
Unspend.
Cornyn situation, you've also got Tillis and Cassidy.
Yeah.
Passing law is going to be really hard, and then you've got the midterms, which might not historically don't necessarily go to the president.
Such turkeys. You're absolutely right.
How do you pass law?
I don't know. You're right, because Tillis now has become a Trump derangement syndrome. Cassidy may be. John Cornyn won't be. But there is a problem there. They're still there for 6 months or whatever it is. You're right about that.
I'm worried about that.
It's not just those turkeys. It is it's Republican and Democrat at the state level and even at the federal level in elected office, because Medicaid is an open-ended entitlement program. And so there is no incentive until something does change for any elected representative from any state to really root out the fraud and the spending, because it means less money from the federal government.
You know who's done a great job on that? DeSantis. He was a lousy presidential candidate, but as governor, he's done a lot of really good things, including stopping the Medicaid fraud and related fraud, food stamp fraud. By the way, food stamp is a travesty. Again, it's able-bodied. So, but there's some awfully good ones, and there's some not so awfully good ones. I'll grant you that. But DeSantis deserves credit.
But if you just dig in just to the rules that govern Medicaid, they're so loose.
Yeah.
And what's the math that just for the disabled and the truly needy that Medicaid was set up for, the government only gives a state $1.33 for every dollar of state spending. But for the Obamacare expansion patient, the able-bodied, working age adult, it is $9 for every dollar that the state spends. Wow. So it's like, the more the state can spend, they don't care if it's fraudulent or not.
All I know is J.D. should stay on this. He's got a winner.
Yeah.
And the Republicans should embrace it. They've got a winner.
All right. Quick programming note. Make sure you don't miss Larry live from the Reagan Economic Forum in California tomorrow and Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Fox Business. More Big Money up next.
Thank you.